Is a quarterly survey that goes out at the end of the quarter, the beginning of the new quarter from the 1st to the 15th. This last one, we actually got finished in July. August, the report came out, and we're going to report on this now. We still have owners who are not planning for they're leaving their business. In fact, as you can see across all price points here for those businesses that sold from less than 500K to up to 50 million. Over half of the owners had not even done anything prior to contacting an advisor or making a decision to sell.
And this is where I think a lot of us, both with with IBBA and M&A Source and EPI, Exit Planning Institute, and BEI, everybody's trying to get to these business owners and try to help educate the business owners, because it is across the board. People are waiting too long and reacting to a negative trigger in most cases, like it's not fun anymore, or I'm burnt out, or there's a health issue, versus we're actively planning, how I'm going to get out, when I'm going to get out, knowing all my options, knowing who I'm going to sell to or transition my business to. It's just not getting done. So that's my personal mission is to work on this and try to help. And I know that's the same thing that IBBA and M&A Source and are trying to do, as well as to try to educate all of our members, just to try to help these business owners, because just, there's a reason why people say that the closing ratio is, 15 to 30%. If you look at half people, over half don't do any planning, just wake up one day and decide they're going to sell their business. You can see, and a lot of them try to do it themselves or not with a team of specialists around them. You can see why the numbers are so low. So we're hoping that over time, as we have different tools and ways of educating business owners and their trusted advisors, that those numbers will continue to decrease and the closing ratios will continue to increase, and it'll just be more of a proactive process versus reactive. And we had a client that we just talked to, and it's amazing. I talk all the time about, someone's in business for 30 years and they hold on just 12 months too long and go, okay, no big deal. That's only 3% of my whole life's journey, of my business journey, 3%, no big deal. But unfortunately, and Lisa, can talk to this, that what buyers care about is not what you did 10 years ago or 5 years ago or when you were in your prime. It's what have you done, not even in 2020, but what do those last 12 months look like? What we call the TTM, or trailing 12 months. And if you've dropped off value and you've dropped off EBITDA in those last 12 months because you're burnt out, you might have lost, like we had a client we talked to, it's like he literally lost 56% of the value of his company just because he held on 3% too long. And it's unfortunate, but he's burnt out, and his top salesperson is going to retire at the same year he is getting out. And it's like, what's there to sell? And if it was just a couple years earlier, he could have maximized the value, could have gone out on his terms and all his employees would have a job. And now he probably doesn't have a saleable company. And it's unfortunate, but this slide is just something that we really all need to work on, because obviously this isn't good enough.
Yeah. And these are the successful businesses, by the way, that actually closed last quarter.
Right. Exactly.
So that tells us a lot about what's not happening.